Hi everyone, I thought it might be fun to have a go at some of this page. Now this is from Lulu Mayo's book A Million Magical Creatures, and I thought this had quite a festive theme to it. We've got the two winged sloths with their fans, but we've got all these sort of baubles, as we call them in the UK. So I've had an idea of how I might have a go at colouring it, and I thought I would share with you. Now I'm going to mix a few different things together. Hopefully it will work. I'm going to start by using these pencils. I've tipped them out of the box. Sorry, it's a bit shiny. These are 24 colour pencils. It's Marco is the brand, and they are all sorts of pastel colours. So I'm going to do the sloths in pastel colours. I'm going to just do one in the video, and the pencils are all rolled under the book. Let's zoom in a little bit and let's get going, because both of them I think are very similar. So I'm just going to do one, and I'll do the other one in the same way. The first thing I'm going to do is the face. I'm not going to think about reality when I'm colouring this. Now these pencils don't have names or numbers, so we're just going to have to slightly wing it. This is a sort of pale orangey pink, which I want to do for the face. It's not going to be terribly bright. I don't even know if you're going to really be able to see it. But, excuse me, I just had a sip of tea. Seems to have made me hiccup, which is interesting. But I think it will just produce a cute little look. And hopefully you can see that there's some colour there which is different to the eyes. Now this is a book, it's slightly thicker than Amazon paper, but it's it's a published book. It isn't as thick as Johanna Basford, but these pencils are quite soft, so they work well. Hopefully you can see there's a little bit of colour there. Excuse me, and I shall do the same for him, but as I say, I'm not going to do both of them now. So I've got to choose what colour. Now I'm going to avoid pink because the face has got a little bit of pink in. So I can do green, but I'm not going to do green. Purples, blues, that sort of thing. I think I'm going to go, I'm thinking about my background. We've got these circles. I'm going to do the background in blue, I think, just a blue pastel. Nice and quick and easy. So I'm not going to do them in blue, or else they'll just disappear. So we've got purple or orange. We've got two oranges in this set, and it might still be a little similar to this. So I think we're doing purple. We do have I'll show you the purples. We have these three. This one's quite bluey, as you can see, and these two are sort of lighter lavendery lilac-y, and then a more mid-purple. So I think we'll try these. I'm going to start with the light colour and do the tummy. I think the tummy might be a different colour to the rest, so I'm just going to cover that cute tum with some of this lighter colour, which is rather nice actually, and it isn't as light as it seems, which is good. Now I want it a little bit darker here and here. I think you can see quite well there, because there'll be some shadow. So I'm actually going to grab this slightly darker one. Just put a little bit in around those areas, just the smallest hint, and try to sort of blend it down a little bit, and then go back to the lighter shade and go over it to just blend it all in together. Now I probably won't remember what I'm doing with this when I come to colour the other one, but I hope so. It can be a lot easier if you want to do two things the same to colour them at the same time. But I'm trying to just smooth that off. I'm also being nosy and listening to some talking outside. I'm such a nosy person. My children would tell you that terribly. Okay, I'm going to use this. So I've still not used this bluey purple. This is the dark one I used here. I'm going to use for the rest of him. So I'm just going to do a light circular movement all around, try and get an even-ish amount without any sort of colouring lines, although he's furry, so it doesn't matter too much if you can see sort of lines, because he would have fur. You can see the fur that has been drawn in on the edge. You could, if you wanted to, actually draw on lots of lines for fur. That's certainly an option. Now, although these are pastel, there's quite a lot of vibrancy in this purple, really, which I think is good, because you don't want a pastel that is so faint that you can't see it. You might as well use a cheap child's colouring pencil and just you don't get any colour out of them, rather than buying a pastel pencil. Now, talking of cheap, these are a fairly budget range as far as I'm aware, from Grabie. They did send them to me to review. I have done a review of them. I haven't thought about the wings yet. I'm going to avoid those for a minute while I think, and just carry on with this. We are getting a few lines, but as I say, I've decided rather than doing round and round, maybe to do a line might make more sense for the fact that he's furry. Anyway, they sent them to me. I quite like the matte feel of the outside of the wood. It is hexagonal. Some people prefer a round pencil. Now, the obvious advantage of hexagonal is it doesn't roll on the floor, which is always useful. Well, they still can, but you know, they grip to the desk better, or the table or whatever. But they do anything that isn't round can leave more of a line on your finger when you're colouring, or give you more of a callus, which I sometimes do get. But to be honest, I'm not too worried about that. I wear my calluses with pride. You know, I'm a colourist. That's what I do. So we've got a leg here as well, so don't forget this one. So I'm sure you guys have all got various things going on with your hands from colouring, and I think we all get them in slightly different paces depending on the technique we use. Now you can see I've got quite a line here, and actually I want to emphasise that a little bit, because that arm isn't just going to end, it's going to go all the way up to here. So the fur is going to be in that direction like that, and then this is going that way, you see. Now I think I'm going to use this bluey, this bluey colour for the wings. Hopefully it won't be too similar to what I choose to do for the sky. As you can see, it's fairly purpley. Let's move it down a little bit. And I shall also think about whether I want to apply any elsewhere to give more shading, but I think I'm quite happy. I don't know if the wings would be furry. There's no fur drawn in. I'm just going to try and do them fairly even and solid with regards to the layers of pencil. It's not always that easy. There we go. I have, by the way, got a piece of paper under here, just in case there's any, it cushions it, stops indentations and things like that. So there's our sloth. If you want yours to be less furry, you could blend it, or, you know, apply more layers. If you don't like the lines and it doesn't look good, keep applying gentle layers, particularly in the paler areas like here, and it can help to get rid of them. Okay, so that's Mr. Sloth. So that is the pastel done, apart from the background. And I'm going to do actually this ribbon. I think I might do that in one of these. Let me see what I've got here. I've got a few. How should I do the ribbon? I think I'm going to do it green. I'm just looking at my green to show you. It's quite a. This one's quite neon. These are quite bluey. I think I might try this one and see what happens. Now I want it to be darker in certain areas than others. You can see where these have been marked where it's darker. So I'm going to apply more layers there, and even, as you see, leave a little white bit there. Now on this one I can't leave white because it will just look like I've forgotten to colour it, but I'm going to fade it Okay, and the same here. So darker here and more layers on this bit, and then less as we go down. You not see that, some little bits. And just a very gentle amount here. A little bit more here where there's lines again. And here, look, it overlaps, so it's going to be a bit of shadow. I'm going to do that bit lighter because this bit has got lines, so it's going to be darker. And here, where these meet, it's going to be really pale. Just going to bring it in gently. But I'm following the guidelines on here as to where it should be light and dark. Makes it easy for me. So wherever there's lines, it's a bit more layers. I'm going to fade it a bit here, but then this bit's darker. And then this here. And this bit's darker, and this bit's a bit lighter. It's just a little bit of contrast. If you choose not to use a pastel pencil, you might find you can get more contrast. It's not always that easy with a pastel shade. I think it's showing up reasonably well. Some pastel pencils aren't so good. What I tend to do sometimes is if I want a darker area, I use a non-pastel shade that's similar just to go over that darker bit. So it's a little tip for you if you want to do that. I'm happy with this. I think it's working out as I want. But I have done it before where I used my Holbein pastel pencils and I just couldn't get the colours that I was looking for with regards to the depth of colour in the shaded area, so I just grabbed a polychromo that was similar but darker and used that. Just trying to work out what's going on here. I think the ribbon goes all the way up to the sloth there. Now the rest of the page is not going to be done with these pencils. I'm going to put those away so I don't get confused. Okay, just in case I've missed any bits, I've put that pen aside just for now so I know. Apart from the other sloth, of course, I'm going to use, let's zoom out a little, I'm going to use some glitter pens to make the shiny baubles really bright. I've just noticed we've got ribbons on these. I'm going to use the same pen, I think, to do all the ribbon pencil, I should say, to do all the ribbons. I need to sharpen that. I've just gone way out the lines. And while I colour these, I explain. I'm going to use glitter pen for the baubles because I think they could look all really sparkly and shiny, and I think it would be a really big contrast to the pastel here. Now you can use any glitter pens that you have. You could use a metallic pen. If you don't have one, then obviously just colour away in any bright colours that you want to. But with the glitter pen, the glitter can get a bit messy and go everywhere. I haven't found a glitter pen where the glitter doesn't come off if you rub it. So my advice would be to do your background first. So finish your sloth, finish all your ribbons, then do your background, your pastel blue, if that's what you're doing. You know, my computer's turned off, I don't know why. I can hear it whirring now. And then come in with your glitter, because otherwise when you do the pastel near the edge of here, you might hit the glitter and smudge it all over the place. So that's my tip. Now, I'm not going to, I think that's just a ribbon. So what I'm going to do is a blue pastel background. I'll find one actually. Let's find one. The useful thing is, since I have had to reorganise with my colouring materials, I can reach everything really easily, so I can show you. Just put some pencils away. And these are my Mungyo and pastels. And let's have a look. So what sort of colour? I said I was going to do blue, but we've got a few blues. That's quite a purpley blue, but that one's really pale. It doesn't really show up. So, and that, again, that's quite pale. So I think I'm going to probably go for that blue because I don't want it really dark. Although the glitter might show up better, thinking about it, if we do it darker. But we could do it different shades of blue. So I could do some dark, some light. Should we do that? Let's have some fun. Let's grab some, where are they? There they are. Cotton. I wasn't going to do this on camera, but I will now. Grab some cotton pieces. I've got too many here. I only need one. But I might need one to hold the book down. Now, I don't want my pastels on this side of the book. I'm going to get a piece of paper to put over that page. Just grab one out of the printer. So I want to cover that up so that I don't get pastel all over it, because I can be messy. Okay, and now I can put my pastels back there and you will be able to see what I'm doing. Let's try and, can we zoom out any more? Try and zoom out as much as possible. I don't think, oops. Oh, let's try and push up. I think that's most of the page in shot. I can't zoom out anymore without adjusting my tripod. So I'm going to start with the lightest blue. It's not, I don't think it's in shot. I'll show you it when so I'm rubbing my, so there we go. And I'm just going to start putting it down. Now I'm not going to worry too much about overlapping the ornaments because my glitter pens are gel and they'll just cover it. So that makes it a bit easier. And a bit more, where should we go? I'll go over here with a bit. Try and get in all the little bits, nooks and crannies. Now, something I discovered the other day, which I haven't done today, which maybe I should have done, is that if you get a burnishing pencil, Derwent do them. I don't know if you can see down here very well. It can be wise to burnish any pencil before you add your pastel, because then it resists the pastel. I'm going to go in for a slightly darker shade now, so I'm not going to worry too much about getting a different bit. So I use this one here. So now I'm going to go up a couple of shades, do a slightly darker one. So yes, so if you burnish it a bit, then it resists the pastel better. Now if you go over the edge of the sloth that you haven't coloured, like I just did there, you can erase it, so it's okay to worry too much. You might colour your sloth first anyway. I would advise it. So I'm being a bit random at the minute, just bits of colour here and there. And I'm going to go in with my darkest shade, which I think will be this one, because the one next to it's a little bit purpley. And basically fill in the gaps that I've left. But then I want to make sure I blend it into those lighter colours. Got quite a lot there. Oh, I nearly started humming a Christmas song then, I'm not allowed to do that. Oh, I went for the wrong pastel then. You see this book is misbehaving a little bit and keeps opening, which is a bit annoying. I'm trying to close, I mean. Now for the fans and the baubles, I'm going to use glitter pens. I just want to go have a bit of fun. Now I've got two brands of glitter pens at the moment. I've got the Pentel hybrid ones, and I've got some ones that Grabie sent me. And to be honest, there's not a huge deal of difference between them with regards to how good they are as a pen, but obviously the colours differ. Now I've got enough colour down, I want to just give it a good mix up. So I'm just going to fold my sponge again, hold my page down, and just try and sort of blend it all around. You can use a blending solution with pastel, but it changes its look, because it makes it look less powdery, but it does fix it so that you don't need a fixative. I've sort of given up using fixatives a bit lately. I bought a fixative which is supposed to not smell, and it smells a little bit, but it's not too nasty. But the problem with it is that it really curls the page, which I dislike. And my other one is too smelly to use in the house. So, I mean, you could have done this first, this background, you know. Right, I'm done with that. Now I need to erase. I'm going to use my Tombow Mono to do a bit of erasing. I can lean here where there's no pastel, otherwise lean on a piece of paper or something, because it's messy. And if you lean on the pastel, not only will it get on you, you could leave a greasy patch on it, which isn't ideal. So just erasing from where we don't want pastel. And as I say, it doesn't matter too much because we're going to be using the gel pens, but it really, you know, it's so easy, you might as well just do it. And I can show you how easy it is as well. It erases much more easily than coloured pencil. And obviously I've only got quite a light layer on here. Now for the circles, which I'm taking as snow, I am probably going to do those in a white or silver. I'll probably do white because it's different, because I've got going to do glittery sparkly stuff on all the baubles, so I'll probably just do them white. Right, let's get a brush and just brush off. And at this point you can have a look at your background and think about whether you want to make any areas a little bit darker. Like, I just want to spread that out a bit. I've got actually use a bit of that there. Are there any bits you've missed? I missed a bit there, I'm going to have to erase again. There, and things like that. Just tidy it up. Here, there and everywhere. I've missed all that area in there. So I'll just try and make a really pointy bit. Go in there, and then I can go back with my eraser. Just get rid of that. There we go. So it looks a bit blue. There we are. Yeah, I think I'm going to make that do. Where we did go over the top of that wing part, which I need to erase. It's more important, I think, to erase where you're going to be doing pencil than pen. So I'm going to grab some pens now. As I say, I did that quite quickly. You can spend a little bit longer on it if you want to. So I've got these glitter pens, which are Shans. These are the Grabie ones they sent me. And I've got various Pentel hybrid, oops, not that one, pens like this. I've got some uni Staedtler as well. I'm just going to go bonkers and just do lots of different things. So I just talk you through what I'm going to do. Here we've got stripes. I'm just going to do a couple of colour stripes and then a different colour there, and on the top I might do one of the stripe colours. Here we've got flowers, so I should do them pink or something with yellow centres, but we've got what here, I'm not sure what that is. And these stripes, I don't know if they're supposed to be hills and trees, so I should have to think about that. The fans again might just be every other stripe and a different colour for the bottom, like red, green, and that might be green, red sort of thing. Down here we've got various little patterned bits which are going to be quite tricky to have a go at. I might just do each of these sections the same colour just to make it simpler for me. So I'm going to go away and do that, and then I shall share the picture when I'm done. So I hope that was quite interesting, giving you a different perspectives, different colours, different ideas really. And you know, hopefully you might have a go or think about mixing pastel, using soft pastels, using pastel shades, using glitter, different things all together in one picture. And as I say, I shall share at the end so you'll be able to have a look and see what I did. So thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe to the channel if you want to have notifications of when my next video comes out. You can adjust your notifications as well by pressing the bell, so you can opt to have none, all of them, or a selected few, so then you're completely in control. There's no cost for subscribing. It just it makes me smile, so please do. And thank you so much for watching. Happy colouring.